You want to know what real life nursing is all about? This is the Daily Round Show by NRSNG.com.
Hey guys, just finished my shift in the ER and I wanted to talk to you about a patient I had tonight. He had a history of diabetes, and 18 months ago his main job was to be a newspaper delivery person, and he decided to deliver his newspapers in his socks without any shoes on, and he ended up with frostbite on his toes. Why you would decide to go deliver newspapers in socks, I don't know. He didn't really have a good answer for me either, but he just said that's what he did, and his wife was like, yep, that's what he did. In any case, it ended up growing up his legs, and he lost both of his legs. They were both above the knee amputation for him that landed him wheelchair bound, and he was trying to wheel himself out of the house. He ended up wheeling a little bit too far, and he tipped backwards and hit the back of his head. He of course takes blood thinners, so he came in and he had a bilateral brain bleed and a subdural hematoma. He was alert and oriented ×4. He had 0 neurodeficits. His pupils were equal round reactive. It was bizarre and crazy. I was, thinking this, brain bleed is no good, but at least he's still intact neurally. And then he had to go to surgery, and we needed to reverse the anticoagulants in his blood, so I was supposed to give him vitamin K, throw in some platelets for him, and I needed to give him some plasma so that we could expand his blood volume. And he had been receiving this blood. I gave him multiple units of fresh frozen plasma as well as a unit of platelets, and the entire time I was talking with him, he was alert and oriented ×4. And then all of a sudden he was like, this music is really bad. And I was like, what music is really bad? And he's like, this rap. And I was like, what rap? And he's like, can't you hear Blake Shelton rapping? And I said, no, I can't. And then things got even weirder, and he just started saying kind of like a word salad. Things were just kind of all over the place, and I'm thinking that he's having some sort of shift in his brain bleed. So before I run out and grab the doctor, I real quick checked his pupils, and they were reactive +2 before pinpoint, +1 pinpoint at this point. So got the doctor, we went and did an emergency CT. So they cleared the table off for me, put him in. No change whatsoever in his brain bleed whatsoever, no shift, nothing. And so we're about to pull him off of the CT table, and he opens his mouth up really wide and just sits, pulls his head right out of the thing, and it, it's down, and we had the strap over top of it, and he pulls his head up and he goes really large with his mouth. I was like, what is going on? We rush him back into his room, and he starts to get these welts around his eyes, and his eyes start to swell up. And I was at the time giving him Dilantin, and that was the only medication besides the units of blood that I had given him. So we stopped the Dilantin thinking, what if he's having an allergic reaction, because there's nothing going on with his brain, no new changes. We stopped the Dilantin, I gave him Benadryl. The swelling went down, but his neurostatus never came back. So I had a patient have an allergic reaction to Dilantin, had to give him Keppra to make sure he wasn't having any seizures, and we rushed him off to OR. So it was a very intense situation. I was with that patient for a very long time, and I just wanted to share that all with you, because even though we thought that he was having a shift the entire time, we rushed him down to scan him. It was really an allergic reaction to the medication I was giving him. Thankfully, we were able to stop that medication. So he did end up going into surgery, and he got the pressure relieved, and he got 2 holes drilled in the back to kind of drain off some of the bleeding. I believe that happened today. So I haven't been updated from my friends upstairs on his current status. So maybe I'll let y'all know. But in any case, wanted to tell you all about that because it was a really crazy story. It was really crazy to me because everything was pointing to neuro. It was absolutely not neuro. All right, talk to y'all next week.